I only know one truth. It's time for this review to start. So finally, the wait is over and Star Wars Episode 8 The Last Jedi is out, and first and foremost, I always watch the movie first and then listen to the soundtrack album, but don't worry, I cherish your movie-going experience and therefore there are no spoilers in any of my soundtrack reviews, and I encourage you all, especially for this film, go watch the movie first and then listen to the soundtrack album. Don't even read the titles on the album, you'll thank me later. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about the new John Williams Star Wars score. Oh, just saying that gives me chills. So, after all the synths and electronics that came out in this year's film music, it's such an enjoyable experience to end the year with John Williams' latest masterpiece that The Last Jedi certainly is. And I have no problem saying that at the beginning of the review, because there isn't any music that I can imagine working better for this movie than the score that John Williams created for Episode 8. And that is perhaps the best compliment any composer could get. Every scene, no matter how small or big it is, fits perfectly and hits the right notes. From the opening of the movie, which is perhaps the best opening to a Star Wars movie ever, to the very end, everything works fantastic, and the orchestrations, I mean, oh my god, it kind of felt like John Williams was saying, you know what, I will put every element and every technique that I ever learned and put it in this score for The Last Jedi. And it is just amazing, so we certainly have to cherish his work while he's still alive, because he's perhaps the only one still out there that can give us such a joyful experience from film music. As for the themes that were created in The Force Awakens, they are all present in The Last Jedi with not too many changes or variations, except for the Resistance theme, which has great range from darker to lighter versions, which I all really loved. But the best part of the score is a new, beautiful and hopeful theme created for the character of Rose, which I cannot even put to words how elegant it is, but also fitting to the overall Star Wars tone. And I really don't know how John Williams does it, because he creates new themes with such an ease that you think that anyone can do a score for a Star Wars movie. But last year's score for Rogue One by Michael Giacchino certainly proves that otherwise. Now, as for the overall feeling of the whole score, I wouldn't say that it's darker or lighter compared to other Star Wars movies. It's somewhere in the balance between dark, serious moments and occasionally funny and lighter scenes. But one thing that is different from other Star Wars movies is the heavy use of trumpets in almost every scene, and it actually did wonders for the movie and especially for the action scenes. Now, while The Force Awakens had to establish many new themes, the music in The Last Jedi picks those themes and adds more depth to them, while also creating great and exciting background music and action music, which was Force Awakens' biggest weakness. So that combination of old and new gives us a fantastic end result, and there aren't any big negatives that I can think of for The Last Jedi score. Maybe perhaps a nitpicking one is that the Force theme is a little overused in the movie, because you can hear it almost every 10 minutes. So it doesn't create a special emotional moment like, for example, in The Force Awakens when Rey finally gets the lightsaber in the forest battle with Kylo Ren. And my second nitpicking complaint is that I would have loved to hear some variations from Rey's theme, because we got practically the same thing as in Episode 7, but they're probably saving that for Episode 9, so I'm very excited for that one to come. So, to conclude it all, the score for Star Wars Episode 8 The Last Jedi is everything a film music fan could wish for, with exciting orchestrations, beautiful old and new themes that expand the Star Wars music universe, so I'm gonna give it 98 out of 100. Now, this movie and the score itself do have some references to the older episodes, and I also heard some music from the prequels, but I'm not sure if they were intentional or just a coincidence. So, whatever you do, Watch the movie first and then listen to the soundtrack album and my mentioned tracks here. I cannot stress that enough. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, if you love movie soundtracks or movies in general, feel free to subscribe because this is the channel for you. So subscribe, click the thumbs up button if you like this particular video, and comment how do you rank the scores for the Star Wars movies, what's your favorite, and did you like the new themes in this movie? Tell me all about it, I'm really curious, especially for your rankings. Thank you once again, and I'll see you next time.